bits. This is actually a lesson for Lightroom, but I wanted to address what bits are to explain why we should shoot in camera raw. The standard document that comes out of a camera is 8 bits. Until you turn it on raw format, then you can take advantage of 16-bit. Now, what's the difference between 8-bit and 16-bit? Is there something special about 8-bit and 16-bit that I should know? Only to the fact that with 8-bit and 16-bit, there's a far deeper range of color that a 16-bit can understand. If we look at a standard document, let's say if I took this document and put it sideways for a second. So here it is. This document laid flat. I'm looking at it this way. Okay? This is my computer screen. And I have the color red here. All right? Well, in an 8-bit scenario, we can have up to 256 colors of red on that same red. So that's a lot. That's stating, there's going to be maroon out there, and there's going to be this. And if I just randomly pick a whole bunch of reds, there's a lot of reds and 256 layers of red that I can choose from, and that's by going into the certain things here and going to like brightness, contrast, or color balance, or any of those others. I can adjust those colors to ramp them either back and forth in hues or saturation levels. Now with a 16-bit, you're going to find that it has a far deeper range, 32,000 actually. So we've got 32,000 different variations of color that stretch all the way back with the idea of red in mind. So when we're thinking pixels, we're looking at the screen like this. Okay, there's pixels, 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 and there's 72 pixels in a natural inch. Okay, but when you think of bits, think of it this way. Turn your screen sideways and think of how deep the rabbit hole goes. So there's pixels in back of here. That's how I would suggest you look at bits. Now with the ability to have so many bits, there's so much variety of changes that we can make on the actual histogram, and we'll get into histograms and what those are, without it really breaking down. But if I was to just go image mode 16 bits, does that mean that I have enough information here because I just switched that naturally here? Do I automatically have 16 bits of color going all the way back? No. In fact, it happens at like capture time. So if it was in 16-bit format before and I went to draw on this and I had variations of like different colors within like let's say a different brush, for example, then it would have kept track of the 16 bits. But if you look under certain things, you can't do some things with the 16 bits. Like there's no such thing as variations. I can't go over here and go file save as. I can't save it as a JPEG format because JPEG doesn't support 16-bit. And that's what I'm trying to get through to you, is the fact that when you shoot in JPEG format in your camera, that's not a 16-bit file format. Therefore, you're missing out on all kinds of colors that you just didn't even know existed within the document. So we're going to take a look in Lightroom, a 16-bit and an 8-bit, and show you exactly what the difference is. And then we're going to get into more lessons about Lightroom.